Hello, folks. Welcome back to The Give and Go. I'm your coach, Reynoso, here with my boy.
Soltero. What's up, guys?
Thumbs up on this stream. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you have love and respect for Luka Modric. If you have love and respect, and if you feel for Luka Modric today, if you feel for him, thumbs up in the chat and on this stream right at this moment. We're 2,000 subscribers away from reaching our dream goal of 100,000 subscribers. We are so close. Hopefully we don't choke it at the end like Croatia did today.
I mean, when
that was harsh. That was really harsh. My fault. But man, what a game, dude. What a game and what an ending.
Another last-second goal, back-to-back in the Euros. One yesterday with Hungary, today with Italy. And when it was looking like no other Italian wanted to be a hero, no Bastoni with two massive headers.
Astoni, man. Get the B out of that, man.
The amount of crosses that went in the box and no Italian striker, Raspadori, Scamacca, Chiesa, no Italian wanted it. It was Zaccagni who steps up to the plate. One-time finish, a gorgeous goal that puts Italy definitively into the next stage. What a win, or what a win here ultimately for Italy, even though it ends in a draw. But dude, the amount of emotion I'm expending every day at this point, man, I'm not going to be able to last the rest of the tournament, man. The rest of the summer, this is nuts.
You're gonna be a vegetable by the knockout stages, man. No emotion, no feeling, because of everything we've gone through in the past 48 hours has been insane. What an ending. Chat, what did you think? I'm already seeing the chat pop off because this game was relentless. It was crazy, back and forth. And there were moments where Italy dominated, moments where Croatia dominated. And at the very end, it's Calafiori, who had a beautiful drive down the middle and fed a beautiful ball outside to Zaccagni. And he had the strike, dude. The finish is ridiculous. Once again, for a last-minute goal, the quality, the technique, the placement on it was ridiculous, man. I was like, oh my God, where did I just see that to give them the tie to ultimately get them through to the next stage? It's just crazy for Italy, man. It's crazy given their journey, given how Italians perceive this team, with how erratic they can be and their lack of offense. Ultimately, it's a banger of a goal that gets them the tie to go through. And on the flip side, it's Croatian despair, man. Croatian disappointment when for 30 minutes, you could say they thought they were going to get that qualification, especially after such a magical moment with Modric missing a penalty, Donnarumma coming up so big, and then minutes later, something you don't usually see in football, Modric gets his redemption, his second chance at redeeming himself after missing a penalty, and he capitalizes on it, and it's scenes, dude. And right then and there, you just thought Modric is going to have his moment. This won't be his last game for Croatia. He won't go out with a missed penalty. He scored the game winner here. And then lastly, it ends with him, shots of him on the sideline, just looking so tearful, honestly, looking so sad, so disappointed, because that's the tough part of this. There's two sides to every coin, and the footballing gods gave us an amazing Italian moment, but on the flip side, a very depressing Croatian end.
Yeah, the sequence where Modric gets his penalty save from Donnarumma, then 30 seconds later ends up smashing it into the back of the net was absolutely wild. I couldn't believe it. I really thought Croatia missed their one moment there to actually take the lead, but no, Modric said, I'm rewriting the script right here, right now. I'm not going down without a fight. Gets a goal, 1-0 to Croatia. But I will say, the last 20 minutes, Croatia were begging to be scored on, right? Let's be honest here. This is heartbreak for Croatia, 100%, especially since this last second. They just need to do one more defensive play, and they would have gone through. But the last 20 minutes, honestly, after they scored the goal to go up, they were getting stretched left and right. And the only reason why this game ended up tight was because Italy's offense is low-key ass.
No,
that's the only reason.
100%, bro. They were on the ropes for a while, those Croatians, man. So you knew that goal was coming. I just didn't know if it was actually going to happen because I don't trust this Italian offense. I still don't. Even if they're going into the knockout stages, I still don't trust this Italian offense. But they got the result, man. They got the result. And the chat looks like they went crazy watching it as well. What'd you think about 8 minutes being added and, just that last-minute game winner happening? Because we saw with Scotland, too. I think it was 10 minutes in that game because of the Varga injury. It's crazy how it's happening in the final moment, bro. The last minute is when we're getting the goal.
Dude.
Like, what would happen if they would have said 7 minutes instead?
Right.
What would have happened if they said 9 minutes yesterday, bro? Do these moments happen?
Right, man.
The script writers, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the emotion that's just being put out on the pitch from the fans, the players. You could see how much it took out from both the Croatians and Italians once that final whistle blew. I mean, every person was in tears. They were just, the amount of emotion that was out on the pitch was ridiculous, dude. Yeah. So it's fun. I'm here for it. Love the Euros so far, man.
Ozio Gonzalez says Italy are that horse meme that's elite defense and just non-existent offensively. Almost like the Ferrari that's like parked in like a janky ass garage type meme where it's like an amazing defense, but then offensively it just ain't there. Hus Jaber says Croatia back-to-back chokes felt like a not safe for work film, choking on the job. I mean, I guess you could say that, bro. I guess, man. It's just so harsh, bro. It's so harsh. Mateo Pegasus says, chop, get the content out. We're trying, bro. We're trying. We got Copa America content coming as well. Chat, what did you guys think about this? Because this was just such a crazy game, such a crazy moment. Reynoso and Soltero, just put yourselves, scroll for producer Rod. Reynoso and Soltero, just put yourselves as a Croatian player, back-to-back games, last-minute goals conceded. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
They could have had 4 points in these games.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, those six out of both these games if they don't concede those last minute goals.
But this has been Croatia's problem all group stage, though. Their defense just isn't it. And they conceded 3 goals against Spain. I know Spain are very good, but Croatia were all over the place in that first game. To concede 2 to Albania, too, is just, it's not ideal. If you want to make a deep run, even quarterfinals, you can't be conceding the amount of goals Croatia are. And the way they're doing it, too, they're just too open. They don't look up for it ultimately. So I think a draw is more than fair here. It's just nuts how we get it. And that's why I love football. You never know how a result is. 1-1, the scoreline itself explains nothing of what happened on the day. Nothing.
Yeah, no, 100%. I want to pose a poll to the chat. What did you guys think? What do you guys think about Croatia? Is this the end of Croatia's run? Do we see somewhat of a decline here after the incredible run they've had in major tournaments, just overachieving or just living up to that potential that they have, playing so well as a team? Is this where the decline starts to happen, or are we talking crazy here? Is Croatia still a very good team that can bounce back at any tournament? What do you think? What's next for Croatia now after getting knocked out of this tournament? Essentially after, still being in third place, but with 2 points. I do think they're actually eliminated.
Yeah, they've got to be done. Yeah. I mean, 2 points I don't think has ever been done. But, I mean, for Croatia, my first thought goes to, honestly, Luka Modric, 38 years of age. He was the oldest goal scorer in the Euros with this goal today ever, which is a remarkable feat for him, and the legacy that he has is just incredible as well. But my question for Croatia is he going to be a part of the next World Cup cycle? I mean, he's old, man. You can definitely see it out there. His skill level is still the same, and it's been the same for the last 20 years, but his engine, it's definitely on the decline. And I wonder if Dalic or the Croatian staff in general are wondering, should we look to transition our midfield now? Because you look at Brozovic too.
I thought,
he's just looking older as well. And I wonder, should they take the hit now and just try to bring in the new Croatian midfield that said, obviously, there's no way it'll fill the shoes that Modric, Kovacic, and Brozovic have put out there. But, I mean, it might be worth trying.
Yeah, I still will say, obviously, I don't know if they can redo the golden generation that they just had and redo that in 10 years. But I think that how they're teaching the game of football in Croatia is very good. I like the system they have in place, and there are some young talents in this team like Gvardiol, for example. I don't think they're going to be like a really bad team in Europe. If anything, I could still see them qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. I just don't think they'll be able to punch as high as they did at their absolute peak. But it really is a compliment to Croatia because they are able to just generate so much good talent and play a really good, solid style of football. I do think they have to start that transition period now soon, especially in the midfield. You're right.
I think so.
You're right. And as for Italy, guys, I want to know, let's do a poll here for Italy. Chat has the poll at 83% saying this is the end of Croatia, 17% saying no. Obviously, there's a little bit more nuance there, but in general, I think people get the sentiment. Let's ask the folks, do you trust Italy? Do you trust Italy? Not even as a football team, by the way. No, but do you trust Italy in this tournament to go past the round of 16, to actually make a deep run? Because this offense, man, this offense is not fun to watch, in my opinion. And it took them going up against a very shaky Croatian defense to finally break them after 96 minutes of football being played. I don't trust the offense, and so I don't think that they'll be able to get important results down the stretch in the knockout stages. So for me, I don't trust this Italian team, man.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. You can't trust them. Their offense just simply isn't good enough, and I think that was exemplified by Spalletti completely changing the starting front three for this game. All three were put on the bench for this match, so I think it shows. Italy in general don't really know where the goals are going to come from, and they can't rely on their natural goal scorers. So if you can't rely on that, then when you face a good team, there's just no hope for you.
Yeah. Isaiah says no, they're getting eliminated by Switzerland. Is that who they're slated to face off against?
I don't know. I was curious.
I need to check real quick.
If they play a good team in the round of 16, I have Italy losing.
Yeah, let me see. Let me check real quick. They are playing against Switzerland.
Really?
They're playing Switzerland.
Oh, that's going to be a banger.
That's a good matchup. Let's do a poll for that. Italy versus Switzerland. Who wins? Italy versus Switzerland. Where do you guys stand? Obviously, I think right now, Switzerland looks like the far better, more formidable side, dude.
There's so much more balance. Their defense is, just as good as Italy's, if not a little bit better. But where they shine is their offense.
Yeah.
They have so many players that can attack. Dan and Doy's having a really good tournament. I can't really highlight a single Italian attacker so far this tournament. I can't.
Yeah.
But there's several Swiss players that have started off really well. Braylon Bolo, who's just coming back from injury, also looks very up for it. You have Abisher as well. And then you have Granit Xhaka commanding the midfield. I think Switzerland are definitely the better team. Switzerland all the way for me in that matchup.
Yeah, I wonder how far can Italy's defense take them, because they keep it close. Donnarumma has a crazy knockout stage game. I do think they're a little bit more... I think they'll be actually more fitting for knockout stage games than group stage games because of the way their team is built. If they can keep results just really tight the entire time and then get a goal on the counter or anything, then they could get pretty deep in this tournament. I think that's the only saving grace for this Italian team. I would say Switzerland right now, based off of performance, though, 100%.
Yeah.
Switzerland at 57%. Says the chat. Italy at 40%. I think that's pretty fair. 60-40 split right there. But yeah, it's looking fun, man. It's looking fun. I cannot wait for the knockout stages, bro.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I literally can't wait. That's going to be such a good game. And honestly, there is a point to be made. I like that. Italy will be better for the knockout stage because you think of players like, for example, Calafiori, who's already balling, Bastoni as well, and then up top, Chiesa and Scamacca. We've seen for Juventus and Atalanta this season, when they get into that knockout stages, they raise their level of play. And that might just be enough if the defense can keep a game tight.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think that Switzerland-Italy match will be really close, but that's one of the tougher ones to predict, honestly, going into the knockout stages. So Italy ends up going through. Croatia, sadness, depression. Let's look at some super chats here from the folks of the Give and Go. Make sure to thumbs up the stream right now. Ooh, we got a good amount of super chats. Let's see what the folks are saying. Jay Patel, our boy, says, banger after banger this summer, and I mean from the Give and Go. Epa.
Hey, thank you, Jay.
The Euros and Copa America helps. I got to say, Gvardiol wasn't the same as his World Cup form. What do you think about Gvardiol in this tournament?
And I actually agree. The only thing I could say about his gameplay this summer has been he just looks fatigued, honestly. That's all I can say. I'm not going to criticize his skill level because he's shown to be one of the best in his positions when he is fully fit, but he just looked tired out there. I don't know. And I don't know if I want to criticize that because maybe he's just had a really long season and he just wasn't up for it ultimately. But I could say that about a lot of the Croatian players. They just look tired in this tournament. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, what was that first half about, bro?
Yeah,
they didn't go out with any effort or
anything.
energy, man.
Yeah.
The Hitman says Croatia was always overrated. Finally caught up with them. Now back to the wilderness they go. Okay, so the Hitman's a Croatia hater, and he's been waiting for this moment. Thing is, he's probably been waiting for like 10 years now, man. Because the last time they're disappointed like this, bro, the last time was the 2014 World Cup when Mexico was in a group with them, and they ended up getting grouped. Croatia ended up getting grouped.
Yeah.
So that man's been waiting 10 years to send that super chat.
They do always have a weird knack of performing poorly at the Euros, though. That is true. Croatia, for some reason, do not do well at Euros. But in general, if you really do think about it, 2 points is all Croatia could muster at this tournament. Pretty disappointing.
Yeah. That Albania match, they should have gotten 3 out of that one.
Yeah.
They should have gotten 3. What else we got here, producer bud? We got, scroll down for me. Right there. George Gonzalez says, great content, guys. Keep it up. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, George.
Ghostface Quan says, Calafiori is an absolute baller. His work rate is second to none and has been arguably the best Italian player aside from Donnarumma. Very unfortunate that he will miss the round 16 game. He's missing the round 16 game?
I guess so. 2 yellow cards, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, he's going to miss. And that's a massive miss, which only ups Switzerland's chances here.
Wow. Who do you think steps up in his place? Bastoni and who?
I don't know. I'll have to look at the Italian lineup.
Yeah, but damn, that's tough. Yeah. That is tough. The Hitman says back to the drawing board. They will go back to the winners for a long time, doubling down on his Croatian. Hey, my God. Diego Garcia says, I trust Italy making me a good pizza is how he ultimately trusts this Italian team.
That's a good way to trust him.
I do too. Let's flip on over to the second match of the day that was happening at the same time. Spain versus Albania. Spain winning this game 1-0, and obviously we weren't really watching it because our eyes were focused on the Italy-Croatian match, but we can talk a little bit about just Spain overall in this tournament and Albania's run in this tournament as well, with Ferran Torres getting the goal in this game, the lone goal in this match, and Spain taking care of business with the B team in this match, whereas Albania was looking to get a victory to maybe do something, getting into the second place or third place spot, but they end up falling short. What's the takeaway on Albania's Euros? Because obviously they had a really good European qualification campaign, but we pose the question, what does that really mean in the grand scope of European football, especially given the fact that they were put in the group of death? They end up falling short, but is that harsh on them? Are they looking towards the 2026 FIFA World Cup instead? What's the takeaway for Albania?
Oh, this is just a really good experience for Albania. And their performance here is exactly what I expected. They had a really good qualification, and I had them performing way better than they did in 2016. And they obviously did. I mean, they had some of the most entertaining matches here. And you have to consider that they've played Spain, Italy, and Croatia. That's the problem. Albania were screwed from the start. There was no way they were getting out of this group, but it's not on them. They just simply aren't there yet. But what they've showed us, what they've showed the world, is that Albania is on a rise. They have some really good footballers, and I really like the chemistry that they had. And honestly, even in this game against Spain, yes, it was their B team, but they were able to craft a couple of chances in that second half, and I think that just really shows the fight that Albania have had all tournament long. I've loved their performances. This was always going to be a tough group, but they should keep their heads up high and definitely look to qualify for 2026.
Yes, dude. Albania actually ended the group with a better goal differential than Croatia, so pretty good from them. I agree, and they were entertaining. I agree with you, the Hitman. They were entertaining too, so I think for me, and I said in the preview too, for them, it's all about 2026. Can they get into that World Cup qualification from Europe? I would love to see it because they definitely do have this entertaining, passionate fan base right behind them. I want to see if they can do it. They play good football, and they were put in a really tough group. And like you mentioned, it was already set before it even happened. Should be proud of the performance though, regardless. And I'm excited to see what they do in the next 2 years. On the flip side, Spain ends up being the first team in this tournament to get all 9 points in their group. They continue their campaign for potential title favorites of this tournament, winning a game with their B team. The question that I have for you and for the chat, how far will this Spanish team go in the Euros? How far will they go?
Yeah.
Because the sky's the limit for this team, and honestly, they might be the title favorites.
Yeah, I think based off of group stage performances, they are the favorites to lift the Euros at the end of this summer. But I mean, I just love it. I love that they've been able to remain perfect. It's a perfect indicator that they are title favorites, and you can just see it on the pitch. They look incredible, especially with their A team in those first two matches. It's going to be a banger for whoever is able to go up against them, and that's going to be Germany in the quarterfinals. Hopefully, if both can get through the round of 16. But my goodness, that's going to be. I think the winner of that goes on to lift the whole thing.
I keep going back and forth. I think I'm going to side with Spain if they face off against Germany.
Okay.
I think I'm going to side with Spain, man, because, dude, what we saw today, they're so deep. They are so deep, man. It's ridiculous. We have a poll here that I think is missing the quarterfinal. So I'm assuming some people. All right, that's fine. Yeah, we would redo it. We would redo it. Put the quarterfinal in there. Or just let me know in the chat, guys. What do you guys think? I feel like one of the poor, higher ranked teams in the group stage will win the Euros, says Leo. That can't happen.
That would be cool.
Yeah. You don't got to do no poll, bro. We're good. Spain most likely plays Germany in the quarterfinals because they will face Germany. That's the thing. They could end their journey in the quarterfinals or they could lift it. That's the story for Spain.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part about this bracket. It just sucks circumstantially that Spain and Germany face each other in the quarters, but I really do think the winner of that will go on to win it. Yeah. I just don't really see any other team reaching quite the heights that these two teams have reached so far.
Got a random question because I was thinking about this while I was checking in on Spain. They're so deep, man. They're so deep, and their starting midfield right now is Fabian Ruiz, Pedri, and Rodri. If Gavi is healthy, does he get into that?
I would say no.
Because for a while, he was starting for him.
Yeah, but I think Fabian Ruiz specifically has really put himself in that position to be the starter for Spain, specifically this last year. That's why I would put him. But it's also tough to say because Gavi got so injured early in this last season. So we haven't seen Gavi play football for a long time. I think that's kind of the reasoning. Maybe if Gavi had played all season long, it'd be a different story. It's just tough to tell.
I agree. I think it's shifted now. I think Fabian Ruiz, Pedri, Rodri is such a good midfield. I would just keep it like that.
Yeah.
Let's do daily awards real quick. Let's just go over it. Goal of the day. Is that the Italy game-tying goal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Dude, what a banger,
I think
man.
easily, man.
Torres actually had a nice finish in the Spain game, but Zaccagni's goal was sublime.
Yeah, and gorgeous. It would have been Modric's. It would have been Modric's, but the meaning behind Italy's goal was just too much.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I think they also get the Game of the Day award easily. I think this game was much more better than what I saw from the Spain-Albania match. If you're watching that game, I am sorry. You missed out on the right game with Croatia and Italy having this banger of a match.
Yeah.
So they get the Game of the Day. And then lastly, Performance of the Day. Who ends up being the Performer of the Day? Best player on the pitch between Croatia and Italy. Who is it, man? This one's interesting.
This one's interesting, man. I mean, Donnarumma had some ridiculous saves, man. Seriously, the shot stopping of Gigi it is something to see for sure. But you think of Zaccagni's impact. I said at the very beginning, who other Italian was going to step up to score? Nobody. They had tried all game long, but it was Zaccagni who actually came up big. So I think just because of that fact, I have to give it to Zaccagni. I have to.
The quality on the goal is crazy, man. I just can't get over that. Zaccagni, I'm seeing Calafiori getting shots, and then Donnarumma as well. I'm cool for Donnarumma because he kept him in this match. And, bro, the way he got so mad after Modric scored that goal, I mean, I felt it, bro, because he saved a penalty. And then literally a minute later, he concedes because the defense just let off and Modric pounced on it. Oh, he was so mad. But he was putting in an incredible performance. I'm down for any Italian player, basically, between Donnarumma, Calafiori, and Zaccagni.
Yeah.
All right, last thing we'll do is match previews for tomorrow. Let's preview the games happening tomorrow in the Euros. We finally have two groups deciding their fates tomorrow instead of one. The first games being at the same time as Group D action.
Yeah, it's Group D.
Group D action. And so we have France facing off against Poland and the Netherlands facing off against Austria at the same time. Which is the game to watch here?
Oh, I got to be the Netherlands-Austria game.
Yeah.
Winner will take second place. So in that match specifically, I actually have Austria pulling off the win. Netherlands have played some decent football. So have Austria, though. And I think this game will be the tell onto which team is actually better. And right now I have Austria as the better team.
Yeah, this is interesting, man. And folks, let me know in the chat. What do you think about the Netherlands versus Austria? We're going to get some good games tomorrow.
Yeah.
Austria, if they win this match, they look really good going into that knockout stage.
Yeah.
And the Netherlands winning this game, depending on goal differential, could end up topping the group and launching their title campaign as well. So this could be a very meaningful game for both sides. Do they draw? Do they win? It looks like the chat has Netherlands winning this at 55%, Austria at 27%, and a draw at 20%. Casper Anderson says, I think Netherlands are underrated. They could be.
I agree. So many people are so critical of their offense, but yes, they haven't been great in front of goal, but their chance creation, I thought, has been excellent this tournament. I agree. They're a bit underrated. I don't know why people like griping at their offense.
And folks, we have France facing off against Poland. Poland basically already eliminated out of this tournament, and France just looking to hold on to that second place spot or get first as well. I mean, the best thing we can hope for here is just a good France result so there's no drama and no having to rely on third place.
France better score several goals in this game. I'm a little tired of the slow start for France so far. 0-0 in the last game I thought was honestly a little unacceptable considering the players that they have at disposal. So I need to see France get 2-3 goals in this match. Poland, they've been great though. So congrats to Poland for having a fun tournament even though they were the first team out. But no, I need to see France go off here.
Yeah, France needs to go off.
Come on.
They faced Poland at the World Cup. They went off there. They're here now at the Euros. They got to go do the same thing again, bro.
Yeah,
again.
come on.
And if Mbappe can play, you got to play him. Get those minutes. Get him fresh. Get his moments. Get that whole Euros curse he's got going on out of the way.
Get it out of the way.
Just take care of everything. Take care of everything. Get a win. Go into the round of 16. Because if they don't, then that might be what ultimately does it for me in this French team, bro. And I'll finally leave the French army and go join a different side because I need to see a good performance. I agree with you. And it looks like the chat agrees. France at 81%, Poland at 10%, draw at 9%. Then the last set of matches is Denmark versus Serbia, England versus Slovenia. This is going to be fun because anytime England plays, it's drama, and it starts off against Slovenia. Do they ball out in this match?
First thing I'm going to look at is that starting lineup, man. What changes is Southgate going to make? Because every single opponent on the planet is saying what changes should be made. And I love it, too, because changes have to be made. And not only along with those changes, but I need to see a mentality shift for this England squad, bro. I need to see them come out and just take it to Slovenia. Slovenia have had a great tournament. Do not get me wrong, but this is England we're talking about. They have some of the best players in the world. They need to finally prove that.
Damn, they need to shake off all that pressure, all that. It looks like it's getting to them. It really does. So they need to ball out to just show themselves like, guys, we're English. We're some of the best players in the world. Let's like forget about this media pressure. Let's forget about lineups. Let's forget about Southgate and just play football going into the round of 16. Meanwhile, Slovenia might want to do something.
They should try. They should try. They've gotten so close, and they've had some really good, gritty performances in their first two matches. And, you know, what better time maybe than to take advantage of a unclear English side. So low-key, Slovenia should think of themselves highly going into this match. It won't be easy, though.
They can make any game annoying, dude. Them and Slovakia, I think, are very similar. Like, they can make any game annoying, and you have an English side here that's vulnerable and that could be taken advantage of, bro. You just keep it tight. You get another draw. I mean, at the very least, that gives you a shot in third place, and you add more pressure to the English narrative. It could get crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It could get crazy. We have England winning this game at 52% in the chat, Slovenia at 23%, draw at 24%. And then the final game of the day is Denmark versus Serbia. Denmark in second place with 2 points, Serbia in fourth place with 1 point. Winner gets in.
Winner gets in. It's that simple. I need to see both teams go at it. We've kind of had a bit of stalemates for large portions of the games in the same scenarios, right? Scotland, Hungary, and even today, Italy, Croatia. I would love it if these two teams kind of do the opposite and just from the get-go, try to get the goals. Just get on the board early. Both teams have shown to be able to score a little bit at this tournament, but I don't know. I don't know if it's actually going to pull through for both of these sides. There's questions on both sides. There's talent on both sides. They just need to show it finally. This is the match to do it in.
This is the match to do it. The chat has Denmark winning at 60%, Serbia at 22%, draw at 15%. This group is going to be interesting because of things like what Eddie Fifi is saying. Let's just say, what if England fold tomorrow? What if they lose?
That'd be crazy, man.
That would be madness, man. That would be madness. I don't think they will, but that would be madness. Scroll up for me, Producer Rudd. We got a few more super chats. I want to acknowledge Producer Rudd. Producer Rudd. Can you hear me, Producer Rudd? Producer Rudd. We got a few more super chats. Please, Producer Rudd. Producer Rudd. We got them all. It looks like we got them all. Folks, thank you so much for watching today. Tomorrow is going to be a jam-packed Euros day. Once again, give us a thumbs up if you love and respect Luka Modric, man. I just hate seeing him go out like this. That is a legend of the game. And in the meantime, Calafiori and Sakagni becoming cult heroes, legends for Italy as they push them forward into the next round. Until a few more hours when we cover Copa America, we'll see you guys soon for those recaps and analysis. Later, guys.